Well, hello there, and welcome to an episode of Jab in the Hut. As you can see, my smile is going from cheek to cheek because I'm very, very happy with the result that just happened. And cilantro to anybody that watched that semi-final today. Celtic supporters obviously will be very, very happy. Rangers supporters obviously won't be happy. But that's the way it is. Celtic on the day finished their dinner. And that's exactly how it went. I mean, don't get me wrong, the sending off kind of helped Celtic a wee bit. But then again, Rangers came back into it and kind of, made the game difficult for us. After what I think was quite a bad penalty decision, to be honest. But we'll come down to that. Just want to start off by saying that Martin O'Neill's back. Martin O'Neill's back, and the feeling is just great. It's great. Now, I'm not going to obviously estimate this, and I'm not going to say that that's it. Celtic are back, because obviously we've still got a lot of problems behind the scenes. We're trying to sort stuff out. But the main thing is if we get the players playing on the park, because this season can still be saved. This season can still be saved. If we win a cup, and then obviously we maybe jump to the league, and maybe see where we are, at the second half of the league, then that's fine. But we need to try and catch up with points now. And this is what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? But yes, 3-1, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's get us the Martin O'Neill gravy train is back. So yeah, I thought for today, the starting 11 was exactly what I thought it was going to be. You can't really drop Sriracha after having such a good game against Falkirk. And I'll be honest, it was good to see him out there because he was. You would think he was a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, the way he was running about. Just fantastic energy, really, really positive. Helped the team a lot in the first half. For me, I thought we should have probably been about maybe 3-0 up in the first half. Just for the way we're playing, the confidence, the energy, the intensity, which I'll come on to, by the way. The intensity was just good. It was just like the aggression as well. It was like generally we had a centre defensive midfielder in there today, and I thought Engels did well. I thought McGregor did excellent, and I also thought that Nygren did well as well, linking up that play just in that top half of the field. I think Nygren's found his position, to be honest. I think that's his position in that Martin O'Neill team and that Sean Maloney team. So yeah, the starting lineup was obviously Kasper Schmeichel, Sriracha, Scales, who done fantastic, Trusty, who done brilliant, absolutely brilliant all game. Managed to last the whole game, actually. And then, obviously, you had Ralston at right back. And I thought Ralston was really strong today as well. Apart from the penalty decision, but again, we'll come back onto that. Midfield were just that diamond, fantastic. And then up front, Kenny with that fantastic header. Really, really hard header to score. I'm feeling a bit confident that, I've been saying this for the last week. We cannot score from set pieces, and Martin O'Neill was a very, very good set piece guy. He loved a set piece because at the end of the day, everything becomes an attacking option. A corner, a throw in, a free kick. That's Martin O'Neill's game. If you can get something from a free kick, if you can get something from a corner, or you can get something from a throw in, that's Martin's game. And I think it's really, really hard for teams to kind of play against that these days because everybody's trying to play for the back. And that's alright, that's fine if you want to do that, but you've got to find different ways to win games. And this is the way I think Martin O'Neill has kind of gone to that, because that's the reason why he's got Engels taking all the corners, because Engels' delivery is fantastic. It's really, really great. It's a great delivery. He always hits that back post, and I don't understand why there's no a player coming in there to try and get it. And that's what I noticed about Tenecti today. He kind of just hung back at that back post bit because he knew that at least if there was a chance, he could at least stand there and still keep the attack happening. That is brilliant thinking, and it's brilliant football. And I don't know if it was Tenecti at 40 this, or if it was Sean Maloney or Martin O'Neill, but my God, that is the number one thing. You see the amount of times that I've seen Celtic not have somebody at that back post and the balls just went out to nothing is uncountable, you know. But today was a fantastic performance from the times when we were tired, for the times when we started that intensity back up again. So obviously Celtic scored the first goal, which was a great goal by Kenny. We probably should have had a second goal in that first half, because to me, I don't think Maeda was offside. But again, people might say different. But to me, I don't think he was offside. That line is absolutely pathetic. I hate this VAR in Scotland. It is. You would think it was. You would think it would change stuff, but it actually doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it actually really, really doesn't. So anyway, we come to that decision. That decision gets absolutely null and void. Celtic don't get a goal, even though it comes off like a pinball's off Raskin as well, and just like floats over Butland and goes into like the top left, the bottom left hand corner when it just floats over him, dinked by his own player. But then the referee does him a favour and chops it off due to offside. It was like genuinely they're looking for something here because they don't want to embarrass Rangers here. But that's another thing. That's conspiracy series number 1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll put it on Netflix or something like that, and nobody will watch it. Anyway, by the way, documentary to watch. Just watched this last night. The Perfect Neighbour. Oh my God, that gets you feeling. By the way, if you're looking for a documentary to watch, go on to Netflix, watch The Perfect Neighbour. It's fantastic, really, really good. I mean, it's obviously no fantastic what happens in it, but it's a good documentary. Just give it a wee go. So anyway, where was I? The goal, Kenny's goal. So Kenny makes it 1-0, right? Fantastic, great goal, great header. Put it right in the net. It's hard to get a header like that in, and I'll just say this and now it's done. That will do Kenny's confidence the world of good. Then Rangers come out the second half. In fact, the first half, Rangers end up getting Asgard sent off. You know, Mr. For himself. You know, Lord of Thunder, or Lord of putting the fucking foot into somebody's groin. You know what I mean? And absolutely scratching it to fuck. Rightful sending off. The refs done well in that one. It was a red straight away. There was no, and then obviously there was a wee VAR just to see if they could get away with something, but they couldn't. So they ended up sending off Asgard. And do you know, the boy's just trying to be skillful with the ball. He's trying to flick it over, and he's trying to do something, you know, a bit skillful, but it ends up going completely wrong. And that is what happens when you're playing in these games. You can be skillful, that's great, but it needs to be doing something. You can't just be skillful and then cause a foul and then get sent off. That's just one of the things that's just abnormal. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really do that in a game like this, my attitude, because, you know, if you get sent off, then you're just helping the other team, which it did. And thank you very much, Asgard. So anyway, we come to the end of the first half. Celtic and Rangers come out the second half, and you know, Rangers get what I think. Celtic had a couple of chances in that second half, so they could have took the game away from Rangers, but unfortunately, our shooting boots weren't on in the second half. But unfortunately, it took Rangers a penalty decision again to get drawn in this game. Now, I'll put my hand up. The second half, Rangers came out and played. They were putting good balls into the box, even though they were 10-man down. So I give them that kind of respect there. But for me, I think the refs done them a favour here by giving them a penalty, because obviously they felt bad about sending off a player And, you know, like the SPFL fucking board, wearing their orange tops, have been in at the referee's room at half time and went, you need to give them a penalty at some point. Anything that happens, just give them a penalty. Now, the thing is, it did come off Ralston's hand, or it came off Ralston's elbow. But what I'll say to this is Ralston is already falling down. He's already hit that trajectory where he's actually turning, right? So he doesn't know that the ball's going to hit his horn. To me, or his arm. The thing to me is, if it's that kind of... It's a mental decision in my head, because you're falling down, your momentum's taking you down, you don't know what you're supposed to do, just fall on your face. You're not meant to put your hands out to support you for falling. I don't get it. I don't get it. And even at that point, his arms are tucked in as he's falling. But anyway, it comes off his arm anyway. They get a penalty. Tavernier puts it away. Fair enough. I'd like to say on that front, Kasper Schmeichel had a fantastic game of day. I thought he was really, really strong in that defensive position. Just the wee things he was doing just showed his experience and his ability to kind of save big goals. You know, like he did. He made a couple of good saves as well that could have put Rangers back in the game. So at the end of the day, he done really, really well. So we come to extra time. Celtic just then. This is what really, really impressed me about Celtic, right? In that extra time. Now, usually you would see that Celtic team kind of go, oh, no energy and all that kind of thing. Callum McGregor comes out, extra time, bam, strikes a ball for like 29 yards away. Keeper fumbles it, can't he save it? It basically, I don't know if it skies off John Souttar's head, but the trajectory of that, now, I forgot how much Callum McGregor could hit a ball. To be honest, when he puts his foot through that, it's either a daisy cutter or it's going, when you see it and it comes off his foot, I had that feeling. I was like, that's gone in. It went in. What a goal, what a strike. Butland couldn't even see it because it was already past him. Butland was doing this at the time, and I think he just got his fingers to it, and the fingers just fucking bent back. And then the next thing, it went into the goals. So you're like that to yourself, like, yes, fucking come on, McGregor. McGregor's back. And that's it. That's it. Then the intensity ramps up again. But at this point, Rangers put a ball through, and Scales manages to get back and just get his fucking toe on it, and it basically comes off Gassama and goes out. I couldn't believe it. There was so much passion in this game. It was probably the best Celtic and Rangers game I've watched in quite a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, quite a while. No, it wasn't like Celtic were pure dominant in this match. And it wasn't like Rangers were pure dominant in this match. But they made chances. Both teams made chances, and it made for a good game. And there was that passion. There was a sending off. The players generally, in both teams, looked like they wanted to win this game and go through. And that's what I'm talking about. But the thing that really impressed me about Celtic the most is an extra time, Celtic's intensity ramped up. They ramped it right up, and they made changes, and they brought on younger players like your Osmonds. They brought on a Tati, which kind of just gave that, alright, you're playing against a tired midfield, I get that. But Rangers made changes as well, and it kind of changed their game a wee bit as well. But when Celtic got that second goal, their intensity just got even more better. And I'll tell you this now, see that Callum Osmond? He is going to be a great wee player for us. I can see that right now. His confidence is just booming. I think he was actually greeting at the end of the match because he scored a goal. Now, either that's because he loves Celtic, or that goal's basically made him. It's made his career. And Tierney, when he came on, Tierney, you could see his head was down. But then, I think the fans kind of made him a bit more, come on, son. I know you've not been starting, but come on. And his delivery was fantastic. It was great. That's all you want Tierney to do, is just get the ball in. The same as Sriracha. Get the ball in the box. Because at the end of the day, you want to score goals, don't you? You want to make chances. You don't want all this fluffing about, trying to make the perfect goal. And that's what I think is mental. about the way teams play football these days. There's just no thinking of a set piece, what you're going to do. You know, like if you get a throw in, can you make an attacking situation for a throw in? That's what teams like St Mirren and stuff like that do, and that's how they beat the bigger teams. So why come Celtic aren't using that in these games? A bit of management. So yeah, I was really impressed with the intensity in the extra time sections. And that's the reason why Celtic are through the day. And I'm so glad that Callum Osmond got a goal today, because it makes me think, what the hell was Brendan Rodgers doing not playing these players? Seriously, I know we've got a problem with the board, but why was Brendan Rodgers no playing these players? Like your Callum Osmond's. That Callum Osmond looked like he could carry a team. Johnny Kenny is just, he's just rivaling with confidence now. It's unbelievable, and it's like, and I'll bet you something. See if Rodgers was there, he'd probably take all the credit for that. I'm sorry, that's the players. That's Martin O'Neill coming in and just being positive with him. I went back to the times when Rodgers has come out and basically said we'd snide things, and that's what he is. He's a snide guy. He's just dead snidey. He's and I like Rodgers. He'll probably be well respected at Celtic, but I just think he's a snidey guy. I just think if nothing goes his way or he doesn't get the players that he wants, he generally gets dead snidey about it. And I think that's the reason why the players were just kind of sick of playing his football, because it was very, very slow. It was very, very kind of like side to side. There was no energy, nobody was running, that kind of thing, and it just felt dead, like, if you don't play this way, like, do you know what it felt like? It felt like you were always playing your back to goal, instead of playing forward, instead of trying to take a man on, and I just think it just got a bit boring after a while. So anyway, yeah, talk about players' performances now. Forget about Rodgers, he's not even there anymore. I don't even know if he was at the game. Apparently he was at the game. I don't know. I think it's just rumours. A game of the Iheanacho stuff as well. They said that Iheanacho was at the door. Maybe that's true, maybe it isn't. You can maybe see why, because sorry, I'm watching the Man City and Bournemouth game as well. But you can kind of see why. Where was I going? Where was I saying? Oh my god, my brain is mush, man. My brain is absolutely mush. I'm not even drinking either. This is Pepsi Max. It's just I put it in a pint tumbler just to make me feel like I'm having a pint. I need to be careful because I've got a busy week ahead of me. A busy week of nerves and stuff that I need today. So aye. Anyway, that's a different aspect of life. Right now we're celebrating player performances. So what I'll say about this is Kasper Schmeichel, fantastic performance today. Everything that he done. There was a point when Rangers had an attack and Majowski didn't really want to shoot, so any other keeper would have just like fucking but Kasper Schmeichel had the brains and the patience to kind of wait until he lost the ball a wee bit, and then he just poked it out his feet. Brilliant decision by Kasper Schmeichel. Apart from all the same saves that he done, brilliant saves. What a performance by him today. Really, really strong. Really, it leaded that defence a wee bit, and it made Austin Trusty feel confident that if he made a mistake, at least Schmeichel's there to save it. I would like to see more of Sinisalo, but right now I'm just happy that the team's winning again, and that's it. And we're playing some good football, playing some aggressive football as well, and controlled football. Trusty, fantastic. Scales, fantastic. Sriracha, fantastic. Ralston, fantastic. Midfield, fantastic. Attackers, fantastic. It kind of looked like Maida was up for it today, to be honest. He did a lot of running. And he tracked back a lot to help the defence out. Fantastic performance by him. Chinecti, good performance, but I think if you're going to do flicks and tricks, maybe do it when nobody's around you. You know what I mean? And I think he needs to kind of pass the ball a bit quicker. There was a couple of times where he rinsed players, and it just kind of felt like he was like there was nobody up with him. So or sometimes I felt like if there was an opportunity for a pass on, he should have probably taken that instead of trying to skin a couple of players. But still think he's a great player. Still think he's getting used to the whole Celtic setup. He's loving it though. You can see he loves it, and that's it. And for the players that came on, fantastic. Johnny Kenny, aye, he starts for me every game now. You know what I mean? His confidence just building and building and building. I thought his hold-up play, he's linking up with the midfield, with the wingers as well, was fantastic. A couple of passes that were quite, like, not quite Larson-esque, but you know what I mean? It was like one of the things where it was like he was holding up the ball and then he just had the patience to look up and just pass it. And it started an attack and it started that. You just got that feeling that something was going to happen. I've not really felt that way in the past few Celtic and Rangers games, and I think it's just been kind of just slow and nothing's really been happening. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with the performance today from everybody. Even Tierney came on and made a difference. And I love Tierney. I think he's great, but I think he's maybe it's maybe too many injuries and it's kind of hurdled him a little bit. But yeah, and I just want to say a massive, massive. I'm very, very impressed with Sean Maloney, to be honest. Even though Martin O'Neill is the main state figure, you know what I mean. Sean Maloney took that second extra half of play, and he got them in a circle, and he basically just told them what was going on. And the team were listening to him, because it's positive play. I generally think that Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney is just kind of simplified things for them. This is your position, this is where you play, this is what you do. This is what you like doing, you do that. Instead, I think Brendan Rodgers was in that position saying, look, listen, you're in the team, but if you fuck up, it's your fault, it's no mine. I think there was just a taddy no accountability there for Rodgers. And I know I keep going back to Rodgers, I just feel like there's something kind of sticking out here. And I know he got harshly treated off the board. I get that, but that's their problem. That's Rodgers and the board's problem. We've still got problems with the board, but I can generally see them starting to change things, and I think that's why Peter Law and Michael Nicholson were at the game today, because they were fucking shitting themselves. That's why they need to be present at every single game, right? Every single important game, every league game, stuff like that. They need to hear the fans out. I still think Nicholson should get out, and I still think Law should get out. I mean, we're going to be stuck with Dermot Desmond, let's be honest, unless Dermot Desmond sells his shares. But at least, I know Dermot Desmond, pure, how we do an attack on Rodgers. But again, it's like what I said at the start of this video. Rodgers is a snide guy. He's snidey. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do with a snide guy? What do you do with him? He's a snidey guy. So anyway, I'm having a celebration pint of Pepsi Max. If you are having a celebration pint yourself, it's Sunday, remember. You've got work tomorrow. Don't let it hang you up too much, but just take care. Watch what you're doing. Don't get in any fights. You know what I mean? Like it's not that type of game. We've still got the league to think about as well, and we'll see where we go for here, because now we go to the final and face St. Mirren. Fuck. I'm generally, I'm generally thinking to myself, like, oh great, we've won the Celtic and Rangers Cup. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the ones, but at the same time, like I would like to win this cup. I really do. I think it would be great for the players, because I think for them to have stepped up to the mark after Rodgers leaving, it could have went downhill, but it hasn't. It's kind of bumped up again, and the intensity's been good, and they're generally, you know, like took on the mantle of Martin O'Neill being back, and Sean Maloney and the coaching staff as well. Who's that Folleringham guy? Aye, him as well. He's been good. And, you know, Gavin Stratton's just do you know something? I generally think Gavin Stratton is starting to have more of an input as well. Which makes me think, like, all right, well, what was Rodgers and John Kennedy doing? You know, was it like a little and large kind of thing? Like, you know, like no, you can't be in control, you can't do this and you can't do that. It just felt a bit boring. So maybe there's just been like a new way of training that has kind of inspired the players. I don't know, but something's happened and the players have just found a spark, you know. I'm just glad they're doing it now and not towards like the end of the season. But again, now this video has lasted a wee bit long, but it's because I'm genuinely excited. I like to talk about everything. Now, obviously, Martin O'Neill can't be here for the rest of the season, right? So we need to understand that. There's been rumours about Cajan Nudston, if he's going to come. I still don't know if I'm saying his name right. And there's been talk about this Wilfred Nancy guy. I think it's Columbus Crew. He coaches. Their contracts ended December. At the end of the day, if their contracts ended December and they want to come to Celtic, I would highly do everything to get Cajan Nudston here. Because he's a high-profile manager, you'll get the respect of the players right away, and you know he kind of fits the bill of Celtic in the way they do things business-wise. So yeah, I think that would be great. If not, then this Wilfred Nancy guy, I don't really know too much about him, but apparently he's good. I still think we should rock the boat for Kieran McKenna. If we can't get those two and they're out of contract and they've not got clubs, you know what I mean, then we should basically pay all the money to get Kieran McKenna in. Now, I'm not on top about Sean Maloney, I'm not on top about Martin O'Neill, but again, Martin O'Neill's not there for long. I personally don't think Maloney likes the media side of things, so I think if he's doing great work behind the scenes and in the background, then just keep it that way. If he just likes doing the team training, you know, like talking to the players during the game, like game management, that kind of stuff that we were talking about earlier on, then that's great. Just keep him doing that. But I generally don't think that he's good at interviews. He's a bit like Aaron Moy, you know what I mean? Like hates the spotlight being on him, but doesn't mind coaching the team. He wants to be one of the coaches where he just coaches and that's it. I totally get that and I totally understand that. You know, but you could hear Sean Maloney shouting. And you could hear Martin O'Neill shouting, you know, that's the passion back. That's the kind of ideas. Instead of Rodgers just going, Gucci belt, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not against Rodgers. I just think that there's things that he's done that are quite snidey to players, and I think that's the reason why players don't really trust him and don't really perform for him. But there you go. 2 games in, we've already got a new striker in Callum Osmond and Johnny Kenny. We don't really need any Acho now, do we? So if he does leave, unfortunately, Acho, it was nice, man, but you know, you're a Brendan Rodgers boy. So, but Tierney's a Celtic boy. Tierney's a Celtic boy, and I hope he finds the form that he needs to get back into that side. But right now, Sirachi's the man. Sirachi's the man that starts for me. I would actually sign Sirachi. What is it? Boca Juniors. I'd sign him for there. I'd just snap him up. I'd be like, you're a Celt now, mate. Because he's great. He is. He's got that energy and he just fires up. That's what I'm saying. He was like watching a 22-year-old today. I mean, I think he's like 31, 32. Come on, man. He's got energy. He's got bags of it. Wow. Very, very impressive. So yeah. Some recruitment shit, some recruitment good. That was a wee Reno Gattuso moment there. Sorry about that. Anyway, fantastic. 3-1, Celtic win. Remember, doing something means everything. And aye, if you're going to work tomorrow, enjoy your hangover. Just work through it. Remember, it's just a day. All right, it's just a day. If you show up, that's even better. You know what I mean? Because at least you've got through the day with a hangover. I don't care what age you are. Don't care if you're 18, 21, 25, 30. If you're in your 40s or your fucking 60s, just get to work, day to day, get it done, and then go home happy, right? I'm no drinking. I'm not on it because of the fact that I'm busy tomorrow. I've got nerve central. That's what I'm doing. Or shitting myself. Shitting myself. Porno parody or something. I'm going dark. I'm just so happy. Anyway, remember, doing something means everything. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.